everyone, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 25, week 3. I want to apologize for having to cancel last Thursday's eviction show at the last minute due to my family emergency, but everybody is fine. Everyone is okay. I can't speak for everyone that will be alive in my household by the end of the night. But that's another issue. But I didn't cancel the show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad everybody's okay, Allison. I will say I was looking forward to you guys like totally just like ratting on my draft team because it is in shambles here going into just freaking week 3. Yeah, it's been a while since I've talked Big Brother, so like I have a lot of thoughts, and we'll like get into the state of the house. But Beth, it's been even longer for you since you have talked Big Brother with us.
I know it's been since the premiere.
Yeah,
Crazy. I was on vacation, and also the second night was like my birthday, and I was like, I love you guys, but I also like want to not be on camera, like I don't want to be on, So, but I am so happy to be back in the saddle with both of you to talk a little bit about Big Brother. So far, I am absolutely loving my return to actually watching Big Brother. And you know what? I will say this because I know that this is going to be a theme probably of what we're going to say. I have not actually watched a lot of the episodes because as far as I am concerned, from what I understand, the episodes aren't doing anything justice. All it is just to see what the competition is and to hear some confessionals. That's about it. So putting it out there, anything that's pertinent, I see it on my wall or like on my, not wall, what am I in Facebook land? On my Twitter feed. I see that all the time of like what's happening and such. So I may not have the exact info when it comes to competitions, but I've been paying attention to what's happening this season and I am loving it so far.
And I think that's totally okay because I just went to like shift my glasses up, but they are not.
I was just going to say you're not wearing your glasses.
Yes, Beth, like the episodes have been particularly awful at like showing just like all of the chaos and craziness, and this stupid fucking metaverse bullshit is taking up so much time. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. On Sunday's HOH competition, we got like 10 rounds of like them standing under like giant noses that like drip like snot down on them. I don't know why we needed to spend that much time on it when there's like so much like brilliant, like amazing strategy that they are just like,
and a lot of not brilliant, amazing strategy. And I think I want to see that too.
No, that was very reminiscent for some older people like myself who used to watch Nickelodeon and a show called You Can't Do That on TV.
Yes, it is very Nickelodeon.
And you could get slimed if you said it, so that was very much a throwback. And Felicia is not related to Denzel Washington. I can't with Cameron anymore. Like, I legit can't. I can't.
Wait, did you guys know that I was on Slime Time Live as a kid?
You told me this, and it's still like I now know someone who was on Slime Time Live, and then also somebody who was on Wild and Crazy Kids.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm so jealous. I wanted nothing more to be on a Nickelodeon show. I wanted to do Double Dare.
It was very cool.
I wanted to do Global Guts. I wanted to climb the whatever it was, the crag. Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Climb the crag.
I always wanted to do what's it called? Legends of the Hidden Temple, because like as a kid, I was like totally convinced that like they found like the most like idiotic kids that could never figure out like the last thing. And I'm like, I could breeze through this.
No one could put together the monkey, and I never understood it.
Yes.
There is a base, there is a middle, there is a head. It is very clear which one is which.
They all pulled a Caitlin Herman. They could not complete the puzzle in time. But it was very Nickelodeon, Allison. And I just like my first question is why. My second question is like, can we just show like all of the, like, especially this week, like I'm excited to see the veto episode because there have just been so many like crazy like flips and turns this week. And a lot of some people are starting to dig on Cerie's game a little bit. We'll get into that, whether or not we think it's deserved or not. But yeah, so of course we saw Miss Felicia win the head of household competition. She is the oldest woman to ever win head of household competition in Big Brother history. So you go, girl.
Until
So
Allison gets cast in 15 years. This is
Yeah, I'm holding out for my winning
Wait, no,
position.
she's much older than Allison.
She's 17 years older than me, so
Okay, that was
this
really
show is
rude
on
of me.
17 more years. Maybe I'll make it.
So in
I don't know.
18 years, when Allison comes and is a comp beast,
So
Yeah.
Big Brother 43, watch out.
boom.
Allison's coming for the HOH record.
Exactly.
But so we saw Felicia nominate Cameron and Jag with a possible like backdoor Heisem idea being floated around. Of course, like depending on what happens with veto, if Heisem's playing in veto, that could be a little sticky. But Heisem was not picked for the veto, and Jag was looking out for my draft team, Hits and Shambles, so he knew he had to turn up a little bit, and Jag won the power of veto. So after that, like, all chaos ensued in the house. Like the target went from like Heisem to America to Blue to gosh, who else?
Red.
Red.
Cameron. I mean,
it's
like it went all over.
It's like if you spin a wheel and like whoever like they land on is going to be the replacement nominee. And at the helm of all of this is Izzy and Cirie, like really being indecisive, not making up their mind. And I feel like the criticisms of Cirie this week are a little too harsh because like everybody's like pointing to like, well, in Survivor, she doesn't do all this flip-flopping. And I'm like, I'm sure she does, but we don't get to see it because it's a
100%.
edited TV product. And also that is 3 days compared to like an entire week. Like running out the clock in Big Brother is so much tougher than Survivor.
Let's put it out there. This is halfway through a Survivor season right now.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to think about how malnourished these people are. They are not eating. They're starved. They've been out there so many days, and their thought process is probably not what it would normally be. And they only have half a day or a day to figure out who they're going to vote out. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of flip-flopping and confusion and stuff like that. So you can't really compare the situation of Survivor to Big Brother. It is two completely different games. Yes, someone's eliminated, but these people at least get to eat slop.
I mean, oh no, they have an uncomfortable bed. Cirie slept on bamboo for 20, whatever days, for 30 whatever days.
You got to sleep on some cheese.
Like literally Survivor. Yeah, really. Survivor is literally if you were a have-not for 38 days, or it used to be, now it's 26. But it is like I just had brunch yesterday with someone who's really into Big Brother and such, and we were talking about this, and I was like, I think it is very fair to criticize her game because we're seeing it unedited, right?
Yeah.
Very fair. 2, I said A. B, not 2.
1, B, 3, D,
I really feel like what you're seeing is on Survivor, you can, and she said this on the feeds on the show, you can get space from people. You can go for a walk and go away. There is nowhere to go in this house. So it is a slow march to the finish line. It is an even slower march to every individual finish line, like line along the way. It is absolutely what happened. Like, think about when y'all were in quarantine and when you got to go outside one time, or like you went like when my family and I went through the McDonald's drive-through after like 2.5 months of only having home cooked meals, we were like this delicacy where we came out and we're, wow, this is incredible. And other people, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is like that. Imagine that, but also you're playing a social strategy game on top of it. Like,
I remember eating Chick-fil-A for the first time in the drive-through after quarantine, and Chris and I sat on the tailgate of his truck and had a freaking picnic, and other people in the parking lot were kind of doing the same thing, because you were like so tired of being, you know what I mean, at home. But you're
Absolutely.
right, you do get to walk off. You can go take an aqua dump. You can go do whatever you want. You can. It's amazing to me how, like, wow.
I'm just laughing at the idea that Cerie's like, I need to get away from you guys. I'm gonna go do an aqua dump, and they're like,
In the pool.
in the
Get
pool.
a jacuzzi and take a shit. Y'all will that's the only way I can get some privacy is I shit in the hot tub.
I
Cerie, I am so sorry that I have disparaged your name so much, like just with that one image. But I am also so amused by it.
That is so funny. But no, I think it's okay to be like weighing all of your options, right? Like especially in like the current setup that we have right now. Like it's an important decision, because they're going back on one of their allies that they have. They're like, is it too early? Like, are we making the right move? I think it's totally fine to like explore all these options. I just wish they were like a little closer to the chest about it, because if they're telling too many people and then like doing all of this work and then like undoing all of this work, like if they don't go through with the move, like that could easily come back to bite them. And the veto ceremony has not happened yet, so unless like it happened, it's happening right now. But unless it like the feeds came back like when we went live.
Let me ask you a quick question. So the HOH competition that Hisam hosted.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the producer, how long do you think it took them to put that outfit and toupee together for Hisam?
It was not the best look.
It was cringe.
They said, oh, we're getting rid of this from another set from across the lot.
You know what they got that from American Horror Story. Yeah. From a few seasons ago, one of the first guys got murdered. It was that outfit. I'm serious.
It does look like feeds are back.
Oh, are they?
Okay. Yeah, I'm checking Twitter to see like if we know like the replacement nom, but it looks like
Hisam is upset in the chat. He's the only one in the chat.
So it looks like Hisam is upset. So like I'm assuming that Felicia went through with it and Hisam is on the block. So
did you hear her practice her speech to Bowie?
No, what was it like?
Okay, I'm going to this up 6 ways from Sunday. Okay,
I don't care.
It's gonna happen. She said something about you. It's like in the game of chess. Why take out the prince
Queen
when you can take out the king, or something like that? See, I told you it's not gonna. It's just.
Yeah, I think it was. Here's the best part. I know what you're saying, because I've been seeing this, and I think it was her saying, why take out the queen when you can take out the king, right? Because the queen is the most powerful position, but the king is what wins you the game, right? So that was her whole thing. But the real phrase should be, why get rid of a pawn when you can get rid of a king, which is even more pertinent to this, which is why we love Felicia so much more.
That's what she said, though. She said that to Bowie. Okay. She said, I know it's the pawn, but I'm going to replace it with the print or whatever. and I was just like, oh, man, that's just, God, I hope they go through with this, because there's been so much flips and the flopping and everything. And hello, Dominic, in the chat. Just all over the place. I just for once want to see them stick to, Riley going out with 0 votes. I totally understand, because she told them to go with the house. Don't, waste your game on me. I get that. But, at this point, it's Hisam just freaking would ask you a question, and then as you're answering it, he'd finish answering it for you. And it was like, dude, it's so rude. Like, I couldn't have made it in the house with him. I'd been like, can you let me freaking finish?
Oh, I'm telling you right now, Allison, there was no more apt name for their alliance than the Professors, because that is what professors do all the time. Let me ask you all a question. I want you as a class to discuss this, because here's the reason why, and here's the answer. And then after about 30 minutes of me talking, now I'm going to go, but what do you all think?
Terrible.
And then answer that question. Like, don't even give them the chance to answer it themselves.
I mean, shout out to Kyle Blanchfield, who was my advisor in my master's degree, and I took.
He's definitely watching.
Actually, it was a her. So she absolutely would do this every class. It would be like, this week I'm not going to talk. I really need you all to join in on this discussion. And then she would never have a break in an hour and 35 minutes. And then the last like half an hour, she'd be like, okay, so what did you all learn today? And we're like, when are we having the discussion that you told us we were going to have? Like, it's just amazing. It's just incredible.
What does Heisem do for a living? What does he do?
He's a
He works with
geriatric
older
nurse, right?
Yeah.
He's
Doctor.
a geriatric nurse.
I thought he
Does
was a
he-
doctor. Is he a nurse?
Okay. Might be some kind of geriatric.
He works with
medical
older
professional.
people in
Does he
healthcare.
talk them to death?
Probably.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I'll be honest. I think older people care more about talking because nobody ever listens to them.
You know
So
what?
Heisem,
Right.
you might
That's
want to
true.
learn this.
You know what? You're right. They probably welcome the nonstop talking about himself.
No, I was thinking the other way. A lot of older people never feel listened to, so they want someone that they can talk to. No stop.
No, you know he ain't letting them talk.
That's what I'm saying. Heisem, learn.
It's just so bad, and like, and I feel like I've seen some discourse online, like, is he like a good like villain? I think so, because like
I love
he's for the most part he's not like problematic, right? Or like
No.
we're only looking at him in terms of like, you are just an insufferable human being to be around, and I can't imagine
We've
being
seen
in
worse.
that.
We've seen worse. And let me tell
He's
you
like an
something.
old school Big Brother villain.
He is. And I'm going to tell you right now, we got the pressure cooker coming Thursday.
Yes.
And as much as, get him out, whatever, I would die if this house flipped, got rid of Cameron, kept Heisem. I need Heisem in that pressure cooker. I need him to just condescend and manipulate the shit out of it and just try it. Just try
Well,
it.
if this house keeps Heisem, it is not good, definitely for Felicia, and not good for Serene and all these other people, right?
Entertainment purposes.
But
though.
but for but what they should know is that Heisem will win that competition. He
Yeah.
can win anything. Are you kidding me? He's gonna sit there and be like, haha, y'all kept me. Y'all gonna die now. Like, this is
figure off this button, bro.
I'm telling you.
It would be such a fascinating setup, Allison, like if they ended up flipping and Heisem stayed, because I feel like there's like two sides of the house with like Heisem like kind of now in the middle as this like calm threat that reminds me a lot of like James's position in Big Brother 6, the veto king, right? And going into the pressure cooker, like that's why it lasted so long, was because like everybody in that pressure cooker kept saying like, we're gonna take out James, but like, let me be the one to do it, because like I don't trust you guys to follow through with your promise, right? And like that would be a really similar setup to this pressure cooker going in. If Heisem's still there, like I feel like everybody would be like, let's get out Heisem, but like Sari wouldn't trust Blue to do that, right? Jag wouldn't trust Izzy to do that. Like there's just all this tension, and like it's easy to have that scapegoat, especially like a comp threat like Heisem or James was. But like like to let your finger off of that button is a lot of trust, and I don't know that there's a lot of trust between like any of these groups in the house, because they keep changing.
I think that this is gonna, regardless of the fact that Heisem's likely not going to be there for the pressure cooker on Thursday. Yeah. I think that getting out Heisem, I've gone back and forth on this, but I saw a tweet from Mari today, and I really appreciated what she said. And she basically was like, you know what, I've come around a lot, and I do think that this getting rid of Heisem is actually a really good move for Felicia and Sari. And I think a lot of criticism is very valid that, hey, why go after someone who was undoubtedly loyal to you so early in the game? But you're right. If you can imagine what their threats are going to be moving forward, and that they're not going to let you have your input. Last week, you really didn't get, it was his HOH. There was no question that there was no influence from anybody else. He did what he wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
There was almost a question about who went home, but in terms of nominations and such, it was him.
How long did the pressure cooker? I'm sorry. How long did the pressure cooker last?
8 hours.
14 hours.
14 hours? Okay. So I feel like, now knowing that even though it was chaotic and God knows it's a fake alliance, but to have this like 7-person alliance that brings in some of the middle people, Sari, Felicia, Izzy, and then like also Cameron and Red and Blue and Jag. And like, that's actually super smart, because with a pressure cooker situation, now there's going to be a lot of code talking, I think, throughout this episode on Thursday. And it'll be really interesting to see how people react to certain things. Do the Jags and the Blues of the world believe, oh, nope, this is us moving forward? Or do they also know that this is a fake alliance? If they don't know it's a fake alliance, Sari and Felicia and Izzy have solidified themselves so much trust with those other people by putting up Heisem and sending him out the door, while at the same time solidifying their own alliance. Hey, we got rid of somebody who wasn't going to work with us, who was trying really hard to pretend like he was loyal but wasn't, blah, blah, blah. It's actually a really good position to go into.
There's a question in the chat I want to address, but really quick before I do that, the other thing about Heisem going that's going to be fun for me is this guy's convinced there's a battle back. I want to see the look on his face when Julie's like, "You're going home. You're not." Like in his mind, he's right. There's going to be a battle back.
He's going to be home.
You're
going, can't wait for the call.
Yeah, I'm going to get a call. But we had I'm trying to get through all these questions, y'all. I apologize. BB wants to know, will Heisem make 4-week deals with Jag, Matt, Red, Corey, America, and Bowie to stay? So that's basically what crossing over to the other side from what he's got going on now. Look, you're going to do anything and everything you can to stay. But I feel like whatever Heisem is, I hate to say this, man, but he is a man of his word. He backs his shit up. He says what he's going to do, and he means what he says. So if he's like, no, I'm not begging you, I'm not doing anything. I'm not. But if you do want to work with me, I'm telling you right now, I'll do it. I would totally believe Heisem because he's done everything he said he was going to do.
I agree.
He'll always be a bigger target than you. You know what I mean?
A bigger shield.
But I think the problem with that group specifically that BB just posted is Corey. I think Corey would totally rat out Heisem, like making this deal to all the people that matter. And honestly, Corey would be more than justified to do that, considering how much Heisem like totally like wrote him off these first few weeks in the house, and like really just straight up said like, I hate Corey. I don't know why. It's just a subconscious thing, and I hate him. So, like, why would Corey like go out of his way to cause mess and save Heisem there?
I also don't think. Oh, go ahead.
Corey would utilize that to get himself in like an even better position with like Sari and Izzy and stuff like that.
But I think Corey also right now has grand plans of trying to get rid of Sari like middle of the game. And by keeping Heisem around, that actually throws his plans out of whack because he will always be the bigger target. And you need someone, you don't want a huge target in the way of Sari. You want Sari to be the big target. So I think even from a strategic standpoint, Corey wouldn't do it. And I think America's kind of on the same wavelength, even though I don't know they've had like a very specific conversation about it. But America, Nicole, and
I have to keep reminding myself there's someone in the house named America, and it's not America's boat. I'm sorry.
Awesome. I'm such a cast or beautiful influencer, like quote unquote people who actually are super fans of the show. Like she is incredible. She's sitting back and she's
a big feedster.
Yeah,
she's a big feedster. She has actually a relatively good pulse of what's happening in the game, and I think she's holding that middle area pretty well, even considering how like the first week and a half was very much like, we're going to go after the middle people. And then Riley's side just kind of crumbled. But I really think that I'm telling you, I think my draft team's going to come together and like be the force that ends up breaking apart all these different.
Let's pull up the draft real quick just to refresh everybody. So Beth, you have Nicole, Corey, and America. And I told like they are slowly emphasis on slowly, like I kind of wish it would go a little quicker, but they are really trying to build this like middleman like coalition, and I think they want to bring in Blue, but the problem with Blue is that like she's like really tied to like Jared right now in like a gross way, which we can get into. So I think that's the only hang up is that like they're looking for a fourth person, but I don't know that they see anybody else that could like take that fourth spot. So I think they're just biding time and like laying low.
I think eventually Jag is probably that fourth person, but I don't think it's that person right now, or it could be Matt. But I don't think that they're in a position where they feel like they need a fourth person. I think they're just like, hey, we know that we are generally on the same page. We could check in with each other. But the nice thing about it is that, you know, one of them is getting pulled into this 7-person alliance, and this person's a part of the professors. This person's part of it. So they're all going to get information from all over parts of the house. And because they're a smaller alliance, it's, I think, going to work out, for them. And then Jackie's got like Team Cerie Fields minus Cerie.
Yeah, that is true. Like Cerie's army.
She's got Team Fields. She's got Auntie Fields, Jared Fields, Izzy Fields. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's got, and then, you know, the patrons obviously have Cerie and Red. And it's just like, yeah. Andrew's got Team, Allison's got
Andrew.
Team question mark.
Listen, I've got the unpredictables. I'm just going to, like, we don't know what Cameron / Bertha and Bowie and Blue. I really have no idea what's going to happen with Bowie and Blue. Like, I have no idea. But the funny thing, we've got some tea in the chat. I'm seeing on Twitter that there was a lot of shouting between Heisem and Izzy before the feeds returned.
Ooh,
They better show that on Thursday. I agree. They better. But it's just funny to me. Tyler, when you lose Jag, we're going to make a T-shirt, especially if Team Jackie, Team Allison, and Team Beth still have people.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to make what we affectionately call the loser T-shirt, which what we want to do is have your winning shirt like that on the front, but on the back, it's going to be huge. And it's just going to be like, boom, 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 loser. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got confirmation here from Dominic and Anelda, who says he's up and he's looking at America like she's to blame.
So America and
Why
Izzy
America?
and Corey are up on, I think because I think Heisem thought that America would be the backup nomination or something like that.
Gotcha.
I mean, he can't be mad at her if he was lied
that
to.
your information's wrong.
Yeah.
Right, exactly, Allison.
I think so. I'm kind of just like out of the corner of my eye, been watching the feed. So Izzy is talking with America and Corey, and I'm reading Izzy's lips a lot, and it sounds like I don't know if Izzy's trying to get them to work with her or whatever. So I don't know if this is like yet another splinter alliance that Izzy is trying to start, or if she's trying to suss out if like they're working together kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, but
I'm trying to keep an eye on the Twitter right now to see what the hashtags are, to see what's going on. I'm just going to click on Big Brother 25, the BB25 hashtag, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Jared and Blue for a minute or two here? Because
let's talk about inappropriate questions and minding your own damn business.
First of all, I want to give Blue her props for speaking directly to the feeds just by like looking at the cameras, being like just doing all of these like amazing like judgy faces that are very well deserved. Because so Jared, like he's been trying to like flirt with Blue a little bit, and understandable. Like Blue is like a very attractive, beautiful gal. I love Blue. Like I my preseason impression of her was so wrong. Like I really, really love her as a house guest. She feels the most like Gen Z house guest we've ever had, and that's very cool to me. No, so Jared basically said like he was asking her like her number. And she was like, well, first of all, I'm not going to like say that on the feeds, but second
explain
of all,
what that means to some of our more innocent viewers.
He wants to know how many people she's slept with. And she's like, well, first of all, I'm not going to say that like on the live feeds, like in front of everybody. And second of all, like, it's none of your damn business. It doesn't really matter. Even if we started dating, I would still not tell you because it's irrelevant to the connection that we have. And Jared was like, well, no, but I hope you understand. Like, I don't want somebody who's like been with like a ton of people, and like it is just so like gross and like such a disgusting double standard that like men have. Like the men like really champion themselves on like being like players and like getting a lot of hookups.
But how do you get to be a player? By sleeping with the people, and then you get mad that they slept with people? Like, fuck off. It drives me so crazy. Not only, okay, so let's also get into more of this Jared tea, because I'm here just to be like, first of all, I love whoever tweeted this out. I don't know who you are, but you're amazing. Whoever said, I'm not mad that Sari has Jared. I'm mad that Jared has Sari in that house. Like, he's like the biggest liability. He's awful. But it's also great because apparently he has a 7-year relationship with a girl who just found out about all of this flirting and such, and has effectively broken up with him outside the house. And then it was also revealed that same girlfriend says the N-word all the time on her Twitter feed, and she is a white woman. So what are we seeing here? That he is a trash person and attracts other trash people around him.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot to process right now.
It's been
not good.
Unreal. And all she's doing is now just like sitting back and retweeting awful things about him and like saying all this other stuff. And I'm like,
can I share my screen? There is so much Izzy. This is just, it's too, can I please share my screen real quick? Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna do any sound because I don't want anyone to. Apparently, while I'm getting this ready, Felicia and Jag got into it about flipping or something.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, she basically said, like, I did watch this. She was like, "Listen, you motherfucker," and she didn't really say that, but she was really serious, and she was like, if I'm doing this shit for you guys, y'all better not come back on me next week.
Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. More of Heisman, and he's apologizing to me.
Here comes the apology tour.
It's the apology tour. Awkward.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so awkward. Taryn called it. Heisman apologizes to Sari and pledges his allegiance to the professors. Reset. This is getting nasty and good. And now they're sitting outside. What is this? I find hilarious. They're having this combo about Heisman with him right underneath.
This is what I was watching out of the corner of my eye.
Like right there. What the fuck? Okay. And there's like, oh, when you're stuck in a house with crazy people. Yeah, that's me today.
I want to talk about Nicole for a second. So she like, we've been talking on the show about how she like really just like absorbs a lot of information and she's like laying low. Well, she's been doing this thing lately, and Allison, I can so see you doing this. So she'll like leave a conversation and she goes into the dining room or like the HOH bedroom, bathroom by herself, and she just like vents to the camera. She's like,
in the bathroom?
And
she does it in the storeroom too.
The only place that she can like get to herself, where she just like talks to the cameras about like, oh, I can't believe how stupid all these people are, and like, you think I'm gonna do this? Well, you have another thing coming, bitch. I'm not gonna do this for you.
Well, hell yeah.
You think I'm your little puppet? Like, she totally like works herself up, and it is so funny to watch. Like, she was doing her hair the other day, and she saw like the camera like pan over to her, and she's like, oh, hey, America, you want me to show you how to do your hair? So she's like going through it, and then like halfway through, like she's like stopped like saying the instructions to doing her hair, and she was like, I can't believe Izzy said this shit to me today. Can you believe this? And she just like started to go, it's so funny
for this.
But I think that's a sign of a really great player, is somebody who's just like internalizing all of this and knowing where is the correct outlet to release all of that, because it's a lot, especially with the pace of this house this year.
Yeah, it's definitely Nicole's version of Cliff Notes BBing, but the best part about it is that it's absolutely much better than Cliff Notes ever were.
Yes, and I don't think she'll get caught like we did.
Next.
So yeah, we'll see.
There was one of all this fallout from Heisman Blindside's strategic combos everywhere, and Skippy decides to give us showman's cam with Jared and Blue talking about nothing. Y'all.
Also, Jared said to the camera today, apparently, he just looked at the camera and went, listen, I'm doing this showmance thing for y'all, America.
What?
None of us want this, Jared.
No.
Jared, shut the
We're
fuck
good.
up. Was it
We're good.
a 63-year-old woman putting a 25-year-old man wearing a chicken suit in his place?
Yeah,
Welcome to Big Brother.
that was the little not even argument.
These are just too good. America applying Tanner on a shortless Corey while Izzy
Okay.
tells her that Heisem is ready to
This is
kill
what
her.
I was looking at, where I was must have had a confused face on, because I'm like, she's sitting there with this thing, and she's like, and like rubbing him up and down in his arm, and I'm like, the fuck is happening over there?
What are
While
they
we're having a podcast.
I kind of hope those two get into showman's, Corey in
I
America. They would
love
be
America.
it would be
Corey to
the
show, man.
cutest thing ever. Besides
is my-
Derek X and Claire.
This is my favorite that made me want to bring this up. Izzy Fields was ready to fight for Mama in case Heisem stepped out while the son was sleeping outside.
Everybody's calling her Izzy Fields for that reason. Like
She is like bodyguard energy for her.
It's so
in
funny.
This game. It's hilarious.
I will switch this shit up right here. I want to know if you're fucking with me.
Yeah. Miss Felicia, she came to play this week, and I'm so proud of her. It's so cool to see like an older house guest who is like playing a very intelligent, smart game. Like her, Suri and Izzy are probably the strongest like bond out of anybody. Wait, what?
I thought that was Rob.
Look,
it
says,
looks like it.
It might be.
POV, if it's a Blindside Monday and you are part of BB Twitter. Exactly. This is us right now. Okay. Yeah. This is us right now. I'm dying to see Heisem, I think, is going to handle this maybe with a little bit more grace than we expect, except outside of. Is it safe to assume maybe Izzy instigated the screaming match, or do we think it's probably equal? I hate to say that, but he just looks so calm here. Maybe Izzy put him in his place. I don't know.
I generally feel like I do think that Heisem obviously is a very strong personality. But to pretend like Izzy isn't also a strong personality, or like half of the other people, like, I'm sorry, I love her to death. Cherie's a strong personality in her own way. Felicia is a strong personality in her own way. Like, all these people have strong personalities, and they're coming together and working together. That is going to create conflict at some point, right?
Yeah.
But I do think, like, somebody said this the other day, that like when Heisem even gives like confessionals and he's telling the truth and all this other stuff, it still sounds like he's lying. I think a lot of the things that he has faults with in his, like, the way he plays a social game or the way he talks to people and that kind of thing will be hopefully a lesson he takes back with him and realizes, like, oh, this is why it's been projected this way. Maybe I can improve upon this. It's one of the reasons why I have decided I really don't want to ever be on a show like this, because it's one thing to have your faults shown to you. It's a whole other thing when then you have thousands of people tweeting about your faults at you that you may not have been as cognizant about, maybe.
Yeah. Just it takes a very strong person to do something like this.
Izzy's about to cut a bitch. I mean, look at this face. It's like, this is so dramatic. I love this. I love her. Like, I can't. How can you not? Oh, look at Heisem. Heisem tells Saron Izzy he's going to spend some time working out to try to clear his head and understand it all. Dude, that's all you do. That's all you do.
Yeah.
That's the Tyler of the house.
Yeah.
All he does is work out and
Listen, I hit 255 on squat today.
That was pretty impressive.
Who was Skippy? Who is the Skippy?
Skippy is
the camera operator.
That's what they call the person who's like operating like when the feeds are on and stuff. Beth, have you been watching the Challenge USA too?
No, I have not.
You really should.
I really don't like most of those people. So,
but so here's the thing: like Desi, Michaela, Tiffany, is it Chanel or Chantel from Survivor 40? Chanel. All of them are Chris Underwood. They're basically like giving the vets like Johnny Bananas and Wes. They have like literally no chance, and they are so like rock solid on like making sure like both of them are like going in against each other in eliminations. Like, it is so cool to see Bananas and Wes be like, there's nothing we can do. Like, we're just getting picked off one by one.
Good.
Like, it's a really awesome like rookie revolution. It's a very good season so far. So
yes, last night I thoroughly enjoyed watching Chris Underwood win his
Yeah.
match.
Why was his dick hanging out?
I looked, I zoomed in, but no, it was just the way he grabbed a hold of that disc and wouldn't let go and was rolling around in the dirt.
It was a
And
good look.
it was
I
just,
will say, from experience, Allison, I don't think when it comes to Chris Underwood, we have to zoom in to see much.
No, we
in
don't.
our
That's true.
experience.
I was looking more for the outline. Okay.
You were looking for that VPL,
I was looking at that VPL. Okay. What's a VPL mean? What does that mean?
visible penis line.
Okay. Maybe I should ask first before I agree. But
We're gonna get demonetized.
Can Beth say that on YouTube? Beth
Oh,
says
I've
shit
already
all
fucked-
the time on YouTube that should not.
I just screwed it up sharing Twitter, I'm sure, or whatever the hell it is. Is it even Twitter anymore? It's Xer. I don't even know.
X.
Oh yeah, and Polly came out as bisexual.
Yes.
He ended up going home, but like he.
Oh, Calafiore?
Yeah, and so like, but on
Sure.
his way out, he was really like, you know, I've like been to therapy like the past year or two, and I've realized a lot of my aggression stemmed from like insecurity I had about like my coming to terms with my sexuality and how that's tied to like masculinity.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, is like Polly like have like a hero's edit now? Like I don't know. Like
I mean,
it
it depends
seems
on
like a
how
different
else he
person.
acts.
Yeah. But he seemed like a
That's
very
great.
different person this season. Like I see the growth like in his eyes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he doesn't look like an angry like bulldog anymore.
He doesn't look like he's sitting there with the American flag.
No. Well, I don't know. I don't know like where he stands politically these days after all of this.
Well, I'm
stuff,
talking
but-
about that clip of him from BB-18 where he has the little flag and he's like,
Oh
waving
yes.
it.
Yeah.
There was so much with him and Big talking about butterflies and sitting outside seeing signs from his dead grandpa. It just so much going on with this kid over the last 5, 6, 7 years. I think I gained some respect for him, and I could understand why he's been so angry and pent up because he's been hiding. He hasn't been himself. So it kind of made me feel bad for calling him the Walmart Equate Great Value brand Ken here lately. You know,
I think it's still a fair assessment.
but I kind
I
of
did finally see Barbie, by the way, and it was very
Oh, was it good?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Did you see it, Allison? Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
I went to see it by
yet.
myself. And a fun story. I don't know if I told y'all this, and it's not a spoiler, but look, Barbie goes to the gynecologist at the very end for the first time, and it's like a big deal. And we're sitting there, and it's the last scene in the movie. And I am sitting by myself on the end of the row. There's an empty seat, and there's a woman with her daughter sitting in the other two seats. And me and this lady are like the same age. We're kind of looking over it, like we're getting the jokes, okay?
Yeah.
And then the gynecologist things happens, and the little girl's like, is that the doctor you go to when you get boobies?
Yeah.
And I just was like, okay. And I got my purse and I walked out. I am so glad I don't have.
It's literally the
plain
last
anybody.
last thing, and then it's just credits immediately after
Yeah.
she's like, "Hi."
Yeah, I was like, this is great.
Oh,
this
man,
is
those jokes would have gone over my head.
Well, it's a whole thing. Also, cruel and also genius of them to have me cry like a baby right before that. Of like, when they had that Billie Eilish song singing that like, I used to flow.
Yeah.
The turn, like right after America Friera gave that speech, everything just turned.
It just all of a sudden, I just sat there and like, all of a sudden I'm thinking about like my mom and like, I'm just, and she's like walking with Ruth or whatever. And I'm like, "Bleh," and then all of a sudden it just is like switches and it's like gynecologist, the end. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
It was insane. It was such a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I love how Ken struggled with his idea. Like, who am I without Barbie? And like, he goes into the real world with her and gets these books and takes them back to Barbie land and tries to turn it into Ken land.
He's like, well, he's like, because patriarchy. It's
patriarchy.
so good. It's so good.
Favorite part? Making the girls watch all 3 Godfather movies. That is such a typical guy thing. watching The Godfather with your girlfriend who's never, and that is their time to shine. Ask me questions. I want to answer everything there is to know about The Godfather because I love hearing myself talk about The Godfather. I love being the expert talking about The Godfather. That's your guy card right there, knowing everything there is to know about The Godfather. Dude,
It is the most mansplaining movie series out there.
I don't
It's
even
so
want
funny.
For
to.
But
I've
sure.
seen
the way
all
they
three
go
of
about
them.
it in the movie is very smart. And
Yeah.
like B Bean says, we won't spoil anything more about the Barbie movie, but it is so funny. And nothing that Allison has said or that I've said, by the way, is like a huge spoiler. It's like the synopsis of the movie.
Yeah, it's just things that happen.
It's just things that happen and whatever. But it is so like I watched it with no, I guess it was just with Dylan and Nigel. So with two gay men. And I watched this and they were like, it was really good. And blah, blah, blah. We were talking about these things. And I was like, I know that there is crossover that you have seen as a gay man or with other gay men or gay man to straight man relationships or whatever. Y'all don't know how accurate and on point, and it's actually not a joke. This literally happens to women all the time. So many, just like the little tiny moments there were. Or like just in general, if you didn't grow up with Barbies, and I'm not saying gay men didn't, I'm just saying in general, like you could tell who the people were in the audience who had Barbies growing up and who did not. It just by the way that people went like, like that, not like they laughed. They were just like, oh my God, that was me. Oh my God, I didn't know that everybody
Barbie question.
Sure.
Was there a Barbie that had like messed up hair? You know how like girls have like a Barbie,
weird Barbie,
like,
weird Barbie. Yeah.
My niece Caitlin said, "Aunt Allison, you're a weird Barbie." And I'm like,
you're like,
wait a minute.
You take that as a compliment and
I'm not the depressed Barbie. They have a whole montage of the depressed Barbie talking about she's so depressed. She's in sweatpants. She's in a t-shirt, oversized t-shirt, sweatpants, and she has like mascara running down. It's great. It's just great.
It's
just
incredible.
Like, yes,
it's incredible.
Felt seen. Okay.
Wait until you watch it and you see Weird Barbie and like all the weird things they have them do. It's funny. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the moment where they're like, and now I'm gonna sing the same song into your eyes 15 times as I play this guitar. Like, it's just like that shit has happened to me multiple times with multiple different guys, and I'm fucking ace. Sure. So if it's happened to me, who does not seek out this as often, my God. But it was funny. And B-Bean, yes, I'm absolutely saying that Greta Gerwig is a genius. For sure.
You got the Indigo Girls in there. I'm like, really? Wow. I was like, okay.
Time out. Side note about the Indigo Girls, because it makes me laugh every friggin' time. In the original Scream movie, Neve Campbell's character has an Indigo Girls poster in her bedroom. And my friend Anne, unsolicited, we're watching it for the first time a few years ago. Open up, see the poster. She goes, she's a lesbian.
I know, like, why, Sydney? What is happening right now?
And the whole point is that Cindy has this boyfriend and everything. Like, that's the whole. Sydney, not Cindy. I think I said Cindy. Sydney has this boyfriend, which is why it is so fucking funny. She's like, she's a lesbian. And she said it like that. It was the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's great. It's a great movie. And if you ever, watch old 90s movies or 80s movies and pause on the teenage girls' bedrooms like I've done a million times, you're going to catch some crazy shit. Just go pause on Molly Ringwald's bedroom and 16 Candles and come back and talk to me. I'm telling you. But so Big Brother, apparently they stuck to the plan. Hisam's nominated. They blindsided him.
Sounds like a house meeting might happen that America is doing, and Nelda saying America is lining up the guys to protect her from Hisam right now. So like, ooh.
Yeah.
Hisam isn't gonna do anything to America. Do we really think he's gonna do something to her?
No, I think that she's just saying
like all the information is like already out there. You know, like there's nothing
What's
that
happened
like
to
there's
her?
no bomb that like the only bomb that could be dropped in this house is Izzy telling everybody that Jared and Suri are related.
Or
That's
Jared
like,
might just tell Blue because he's dropping hints every single day
Oh,
and
yeah.
keeps saying like, I
Yeah,
want to
he-
like tell you my big secret, but I can't tell you.
she's
Dude,
like, okay.
the look on Hisam's face when he finds out that Suri and Jared are related. How is every mother effer that it comes out of the house shot? Oh my God, really?
Riley
Yes.
was so shocked.
Do you
Yeah.
see they got the same eyes and stuff?
They have the same face.
Smile.
They have
Their
the same
noses are
smile.
different. The noses
have-
are different. That might be the only thing that I could see could throw it off.
They have the same voice, the same manner of speaking, the same mannerisms. Like it is like abundantly clear. It is so funny to me.
It's like if my
I
son
also-
and I were in there together and we have the same freaking facial expressions and gestures and we tell the same dumb jokes. So it's like you would know immediately. You
Yeah.
would.
It's like if I were to be in the house with my dad. Like I look exactly like him. I look like his sister, actually.
But no one would notice.
I want to make just a slight clarification when I said that. I don't actually look like my dad's sister. I look like my aunt is the way I wanted to say that. It sounded like I could be his sister. No, I could not.
I
very
understood what you were
different in
saying.
that regard. Oh man.
Well, I'm hoping that, as much as I don't want him to go just because I want him in the pressure cooker, I do kind of see him leaving and the look on his face when Julie drops the bomb of the Suri and Jared are related and there's no battle back. You will be watching this from home. There were some
There will have to be security that will have to bring him up.
30. We got Bowie, Jane, and Felicia on the couch earlier today being BFFs, which I thought was funny because Felicia apparently hates the hell out of Bowie. And they were talking about who do you want out of the house before jury? Because Felicia was going, we have like 2 or 3 more evictions before jury starts. We need to start thinking strategically about who we don't want in the jury. Now I'm asking the two of you before we go, who are the 3 people that you think they should get out? Let's ignore gameplay, all of that crap. Just you don't want them in the jury because of what
Bring up the draft.
Yeah.
But from whose position? Felicia and Cerise?
Just in general, from any, like if there's anybody.
So if I'm in the house, who are the 3 people I wouldn't want to go to jury? Okay.
Right.
And are we assuming Hisam is going on Thursday? So like, should we not include him?
Yeah, don't include Hisam.
Okay.
Who are the most influential people that will influence the jury their way? I guess it's like B being yes. That's what I'm saying in the chat.
Suri.
Yeah, I don't want Suri in there either. I don't want Felicia in there.
And I think honestly, any number of the people that I have drafted, I think that if America right now is lining up people, no problem. Okay. Corey, I think, is like somebody that has a lot of influence because he definitely went from almost being first boot to being in one of the most secure spots in the house.
I like this one. Yeah, Lanelda's got a good one. Suri,
I agree.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't particularly see Bowie really influencing anyone.
Yeah, I want Bowie
I love
on
her
the
to
jury. I want Bowie to be my final 3 person.
Yeah, I don't see Cameron. I see Cameron trying as he does the hair flip, but I don't see it happening. I think that Matt would probably be a good person to have in the jury because I feel like he might be a little bit easily influenced. Izzy would be a good person to have in the jury. Red would be a good person to have in the jury. I think Mimi would be a good person to have in the jury. Even Jag. I don't want Jared to make it to jury if Blue makes it to jury because I don't want to hear about it. I don't want this showmance, okay? I don't want it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know. We'll see. But so we'll be back on Thursday for the live eviction and for the start of the pressure cooker. I think we said that at the start of the show, we wanted to do a little like mini draft of how we think the order of the pressure cooker will go. So think about it. Whoever has the most amount of correct placements will win bragging rights for the next pressure cooker. At some point this week, I'm going to watch the BB6 pressure cooker episode just to like celebrate and get excited and hyped about it. I hope to God whatever this like Scaryverse twist that Julie said is going to be on the pressure cooker is nothing more than just like
what the prizes are or something.
Spirit Halloween cobwebs on the top of it or something.
A Netflix subscription to the DVDs, like Janelle. Janelle got a DVD player.
A lifetime subscription.
And a lifetime subscription to Netflix with DVDs. How does that work now that they no longer send the DVDs?
I want to know if that affected her family account after the changes to Netflix.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah.
If you're on Netflix and you're still doing the DVD thing, can you still share?
Right.
Also, if they transferred it and they were like, listen, we're not really doing the DVD thing anymore, so we'll just give you a lifetime subscription. Can we all join Janelle's subscription plan?
Right.
Yes, can they just ignore her IP address?
Janelle, this is a question for you. Will you share your absolutely, definitely there, lifetime unlimited Netflix subscription that definitely absolutely changed from DVDs to streaming?
You know, I was thinking about all the things that have changed since the pressure cooker. What is it, 2006?
Mm-hmm.
My nephew wasn't alive, who joins us sometimes for Big Brother coverage. He will be 17 in the day after Christmas.
Wow.
He was born in 2007. Netflix was a big thing. Blockbuster Online was a big thing. They were actually in competition with Netflix, believe it or not. Just so many things. People were still flip phone texting. I believe the first iPhone was out. I'm not sure.
No.
The number one movie at the time was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep. But was the iPhone out yet in 2006?
No.
So we didn't have.
First iPhone didn't come out until like 2009 or 10.
Okay. So see where we are now? This is crazy. MySpace. We were talking about this shit on MySpace. Okay.
So this is back when in 2006, Facebook was only for college students who had a .edu email address as well. Because that's when I joined Facebook and I was so excited and I was waiting like, yeah, I'm going to college, whatever. All I wanted was my college email address so I could create my Facebook account.
Yes, Amazon was barely a book company. Yes, Bean. I would order DVDs and books from Amazon. And Dominic said Janelle tweeted that her lifetime subscription ended when they switched from DVD to stream. Yes, first iPhone 2007. This is how long it's been. Now, when they did the first pressure cooker, they didn't dump things on them, right? Like water or change the temperature or anything like that, right?
So they had like little boxes in the middle that they had to open, and it was either a punishment or something like the Netflix subscription thing. I think the first box they opened was flies. So there were flies in there like from the get-go, and you could only leave in groups of 3. So if you put your hand off the button, you had to wait until like 2 more people before you could leave. So there was like that added like pressure in the pressure cooker. So
is one of them a box of ants? I'm just asking. Considering all the ants.
Honestly, that's just like go inside.
I think another one of the boxes was like a rotten fish or something.
No.
So it was not pleasant, but I don't know. I just hope that like whatever the Scaryverse like element to it is very minimal. Like I just want like a nice clean version.
What if it's a pressure cooker, but they make it a haunted house version of it? So it's like you're in the dark the entire time and have to hold a button down, and like there's scary elements to it. Like they try to scare you so that you jump.
Actually, that would be really cool. Like if it was like totally in the dark and everybody was in there the whole time, like you could lie about like having your hands
blindfolded. Make them blindfolded so they don't know who they're standing next to, so they can't make deals.
Well, they can talk, right?
Yeah, but still. I know my idea. It's a great idea. Blindfolded in the dark, scary.
We'll workshop it, Allison.
It'll work. It'll work.
But
So
I do love the idea of like not
Ooh.
knowing who's like still left in the game truly. And like that just adds to like the how bad do you want it of it all.
I
It's
dreamt up
soundproof,
a
you don't know.
competition very similar to this like a few years ago. I think it was like BB 1918 in that area where I was thinking because they had like that big black box
Yeah.
that they would bring out or whatever. I was like, if you did that, but everybody had to like hold a handle down or something like that, but
Mhm.
there would be like little things that or like hold a button or whatever, but there would be little things that everybody had like one little handle that you could pull at any time that would do something to sabotage one other person, but you don't know who it will sabotage. So it could be
That's more what I'm expecting because I don't
Yeah.
think production wants it to go 14 hours. So
No.
I think like whatever the Scaryverse thing is, like I think it's meant to kind of like expedite it to go a little faster.
But I was thinking like if you're completely in the dark, everybody has to wear goggles. And the other element I thought about this too was like, what if it wasn't that? If they were willing to go super, super long with it, what if it was you're going into the ice cold box and everybody has to go in? And for as long as you're in the box, the temperature drops 5 degrees like every hour or something like that.
I
And to
do
see
not do
how-
well in the cold. I would.
I would win hands down.
I would
Put
piss
me
myself
naked in
just to be
5
warm.
degrees and I'm still going to be there. I'm good.
That's true, Allison.
I would pee in my pants. I'm like, oh, it's so warm. Anybody
And
want
then
to
it would
get in
get
on
very
this?
cold.
Yeah, I
Uh,
still am going to stick to they need to be blindfolded, and your button is connected to somebody else's button, and you don't know who that person is. And if you let go or they let go, you're both screwed.
Ooh. So there would be a final 2?
And it's soundproof, so you'll get like a buzz. You'll know that you have to go out and you can see the people in the box, and then you can get your prize or punishment outside of the box so nobody knows who's left, and you can't talk.
I
it
like
would
that.
be cool if like once you're eliminated, you do get to like assign a punishment to somebody because then there's like give and take of like do I want to stay in this competition or like is there somebody that I really don't want to win that I could like hinder their chances to do that. I don't know. That would be an interesting layer of strategy. And like one of my favorite comps is always like the knockout comp where like because I feel like it shows like the lines in the sand like so clearly, right? So
Yeah.
like if they had like an element like that to the pressure cooker, I think that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, and I really hope they don't F this up.
I know.
And
I'm scared.
they let us. I hope that let's just get through the eviction as quickly as freaking possible on Thursday. Let everyone see it start on the regular show
And
and
put it on
think about
feeds, please, because
Yes.
it's not definite that it's going to be on feeds.
Put it on feeds like after the East Coast airing, not after West Coast airs. Like that's what I'm scared of is like we're gonna miss like the first like 2 or 3 hours of the pressure cooker, and then we come back and it's like pretty much already done because of this like Scaryverse element.
So if you live in California and you log on to the live feeds, you can see what we're seeing if we're 2 or 3 hours ahead of you, or
Yeah,
is it
It's
not?
live for everybody. So it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Like, just like we're an hour apart, it's not like the feeds are an hour behind for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but they normally don't put the live feeds on for certain competitions and such if they want to wait for the West Coast to watch it. We're like, girl, just get on. You're going to be spoiled anyway. Also, the show doesn't matter. We know what's going to happen. You can see what happens on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we'll do the live watch for the regular episode and then go live to cover and recap. And we can't share the screen of what's going on the live feeds legally, but we can definitely give you a play-by-play if we have
We'll have it on the side.
Well, everybody's going to have it on the side. Oh, shit.
So
We're all going to be lagging.
and be like, oh, so-and-so. And then you guys are going to be like, what? And then all of a sudden,
What?
like, Tyler will go, oh! And then Allison, 15 years later, even though she pays $1 million a month for Paramount Plus, will be like, what?
I can't
Riley
see
just
anything.
went home on mine. What happened?
Right. Exactly. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on the YouTube. You'll get notifications for when we go live. Become a patron. If you want to watch live with Allison on Thursday night for the live show, I share my screen I make my little smart ass comments during the show, and we chat during the commercials, and it's fun. I just look forward to it, and sometimes these guys might pop in. I don't know. They have
Yeah,
lives.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
So
They have life.
they have lives. I don't know.
No, I don't.
Just is. But yeah, so we'll see you guys Thursday. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching.
All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night.